amigos, vamos mais um episódio aqui de Final Fantasy XVI. Começar o jogo aqui.
The good news.
Always need patching up.
Welcome home, Sid. We're seeing troops amassing at every border crossing.
How may I help you today, Clive? Is everything we've received and everything promised? Here you are. Best of luck out there, Sid.
Vamos ver que caçada nova dá pra fazer.
Mas quem não tem interesse, não vai ler. Tem um vídeo que eu gravei.
Tem bastante bicho novo aqui.
Eu tô com quase 600 curtidas. Nunca tive tanto engajamento. Meu Deus do céu. Tem vários outros profissionais.
Depois caçar todos eles. Ganhar ouro, um pouco de reputação. Reputação é sempre bom.
Here for another of my lectures. What is it that you wish to learn? Study it well, Clive. Thus ends today's lesson.
Clive, you're back. I am. And with glad tidings for once. Hugo Kupka is no more. Well, I'll be. All of our comrades who lost their lives back at Sid's place be smiling down at you right now.
We had a stolus from Lubor saying Drake's fang had fallen. I expect that was your doing as well, was it?
It's a long story.
One for the history books, I'll bet.
Welcome home, Clive.
It's good to be back. You look better.
I feel it. Which means I'm coming on your next little adventure. You're not leaving me behind again.
Wouldn't dream of it. Otto, any word on the Royalist movement since I've been away? Shouldn't you be putting your feet up? If you really want to know, go and have a word with Vivian. Thank you. I will.
conquering hero returns, and with hardly a scratch on him.
I may have picked up one or two.
Well, the fact that you came straight to me instead of visiting our resident physiker suggests that you picked up something more important. A scent. The scent of Waludas.
The very same. But whatever plans Kupka was hatching with the Royalists, he took them to his grave, as did his men. Slaughtered by the orcs who'd taken over the Fang. Orcs, Vivian. I've never seen such creatures in Storm before. The Waludas must have ferried them over from Ash, but why? Why work to rescue Kupka only to invade his home, the mother crystal of an allied nation, and let both fall? It makes no sense.
Do you know the tale of the blind men and the Adamantus? One can often be led astray by focusing too closely on individual details. One must instead see the bigger picture. And what bigger picture is there than my map? The Kingdom of Waloed claims dominion over all of Ash. It is a nation forged by the bloody conquest of Barnabas Tharm, the dominant of Odin. The Canvarian War of Independence in 849. The Battle of the Twin Realms in 865. The Battle of Belinus Tor in 873. Wheresoever his armies fought, Odin was found where the fighting was fiercest. But of late, the warrior king appears to have laid his sword to rest. Battle rages for control of the crystalline dominion. Yet Tharm sends not a single ship in support of his Dhalmekian allies. Meanwhile, the Blight ravages great swathes of Ash. Yet warlike Waloed shows not the faintest interest in laying claim to untouched lands. So why go to the trouble of sending an army of orcs into the heart of Drake's Fang, only to make no attempt to claim the Mother Crystal for Waloed? It can hardly be for lack of men. Tharm's armies rival any in the Twins. No. We have not seen the last of the Waluda standard. Odin will ride again. It is but a question of when. And on that day, who will be trampled underfoot? In summary, I know not to what end the Royalists betrayed Kupka. I know only that it is part of some broader scheme. A scheme tied to the ambitions of one man.
King Barnabas.
But there is no need to wallow in confusion. If one is to cure a sickness, one must first identify the symptoms. And your Lord Uncle has volunteered to do just that by keeping an eye on the Royalists' movements.
He's really throwing himself into this.
Indeed he is. Which means all that remains for us to do is await his reports. Well, not quite all in your case. The people of the Hideaway must hear the news. Justice has been done. Hugo Kupka is dead. The wounds he left that night are still raw, especially for those who lived with Sid the longest. Tell them that those wounds might finally begin to heal. Consider it the price of today's instruction.
I've never known you to be sentimental.
What can I say? I am only human. And we are, all of us, sentimental animals at heart.
I suppose we are. Very well. I'll go and spread the word.
And how may I assist you today? So what if it's which leaves... What is it that you wish to learn? Of course. One must understand one's place in the world. Very good.
come seeking the gift of knowledge?
No. To share mine, actually. Hugo Kupka is dead.
Oh my. Can it really be true?
Look, he's crying. He is. The big baby.
And with good reason, children. These are tears of joy. We must offer up a prayer to your parents that the heavens might weep with us. There shall be no lessons today, only thanksgiving and merrymaking. Go, put away your things.
All right. Brilliant.
Finally, a new dawn has broken.
It has.
Thank you, Clive. I cannot wait to share the good news.
Hippocrates. After Kupka fell, Ultima came to me. I need to know what he is. Have you learned anything?
Alas, no. And not for want of trying. I have scoured nigh every historical tome in our collection and found nothing. Not even the sort of conspicuous absence that might suggest a concealment of fact. One is almost tempted to conclude that such a creature never existed.
But I saw him. With my own eyes.
I don't doubt that you did. Alas, it seems you are the only one who has. To others, he reveals naught. We see only that which he leaves in his wake, like some terrible force of nature beyond the ken of mortal man.
A bringer of death.
Whether the Ultima you met with was the being itself, or merely another projection of its power, I know not. But until I do, my investigations shall continue.
Thank you. It means a lot.
Is there something I might assist you with, Clive? I don't believe you've read this particular chapter before. I have quite the find for you today. What subject shall we consider today? You are always welcome, Clive.
Thanks to sit.
Well, someone looks pleased with himself. It's true what I'm hearing, then.
Nothing escapes you, Lady Karen. It's true. Kupka is dead.
No more looking over our shoulders, then. Good. Start to get a crick in my neck. Don't let it go to your head, though. Well, don't just stand there gawping. Going purse weighing you down. Come again. Or don't. I'm not much bothered either way.
Blackthorn, do you have a moment?
What is it? I'm busy.
I wanted to tell you that Hugo Kupka is dead.
I can't tell you how long I've been waiting to hear those words. This is it then. A new beginning under a new Sid.
I'll try to live up to the name. Right. Let's see if Otto has anything else for me.
Back, are ya? Not Sancfordian, do you? No scratches, right? Should last you a good while. You can thank me later. My best work, but it'll do. Yeah, that should do you. That it? Fine.
Is it business or pleasure? If you're gonna buy something, be quick about it. Come again. Or don't. I'm not much bothered either way.
What can I get you, Sid? Oh, keep your mug handy.
I'm telling you, it's true. I heard it from Otto's own lips.
We're seeing troops amassing at every border crossing.
You barely sat down since you came home. Vivian got you running errands or something?
Just spreading the word.
So, the Professor's got a soft side, has she? I'd never have guessed.
No. She was right, though. Everyone was glad to hear the news.
Ah, but you ain't told everyone. I can think of plenty of friends back at the old hideaway who'd sleep more peacefully for knowing. Not least of all Sid. You should tell him.
You're right. I should. And I will.
Well, when you do, be sure to take Mid with you. She's been going at it hammer and tongs down in that workshop of hers, trying to do her father proud. I can't remember the last time she visited the old sod's grave.
Very well. I'll suggest it.
editors started reading books that don't have any pictures in. Why would anyone want to do that?
Mid hasn't been
If I don't come up with something soon. All right, Clive? What do you want?
I'm going to visit Sid, and I thought you might like to come with me.
Sorry, I'm too busy for all that right now. I've got to get this thermal displacement stack sorted.
Thermal...
Displacement stack. Here.
And this is for...
Only the fastest, finest ship the world has ever seen. The Enterprise. Me and my dad designed it together. Where other vessels rely on the fickle winds to drive them through the water, ours is fitted with mithril engines. And those things have got more push than a behemoth in a bad mood, and more heat than all the hells put together. Which is where the stack comes in. I may have already talked some tight-lipped shipwrights into putting the hull together for me in a little dockyard in Canva. But the stack's a bit more involved, so I'm building it here. Thing is, it's so involved that I'm running behind and it's starting to hold things up over at the shipyard. I'll come and see my dad, though, when I'm done. Whenever that is.
Is there anything I can do to help?
Good old Clive. I were hoping you'd say that. First things first, I need some parts meching. The stack will be made up of 3 major components. There's the plating, here, that channels hot vapors away from the engine. The helm over the top, that disperses all that heat into the air. And the shielding around the sides, that stops the rest of the ship from going up in flames.
A full suit of armor, then? Probably best to take it one piece at a time.
Then you'll need to start with the plating. Everything else fits onto it. I've got the designs and the list of materials here. Show these to Blackthorn. He'll know what to do.
I can't make head nor tail of them.
Luckily, you don't need to.
Think Mid might need some help tidying up that workshop.
Think Mid might...
Mid hasn't been
Blackthorn, can I ask a favor?
Hell with it.
It's for Mid.
This my last chance to say I'm otherwise engaged. Spare myself the arseache. Go on then. What is it this time?
She said you would know. Here.
Krieger's Tates. Well, I don't know what the hell you'd want this for, but I can make it. Won't be easy though. And I'll need help. Get Gavin Otto in here, will ya?
All right.
So Mid's roped us all in here again, has she? Typical. Still, if that's what it takes to get her to visit Sid's grave, I'll do what I can.
And, what is it we need to do, exactly?
Take a look at this. It's this plating. The usual saw grade steel won't work. We need something that can get very hot, very fast, and still keep its shape. That means an alloy. Something that won't break or buckle at the temperatures she's talking about. Which is where you lot come in. I need materials, and I've got my work cut out already. You'll have to fetch them. Now, there's a special kind of sand I'm after that you can only find out in the Velcroy. Stardust, they call it. As for the rest of the stuff, my usual supply should have it in stock. It just needs buying and bringing back here.
Well, we'll get it done quicker if we split up. One of us should probably give you an hand collecting the sand.
And the other can go and get the rest from this supplier.
Right then.
Well, make your minds up who's going where, and we can get this over with. Which one of these two?
Otto, you're with me.
All right then. Where do we find this stardust, and how will we know it when we see it?
There's a river that runs through the southern reaches of the Velcroy. It's the black sand that washes up on its banks that you're on.
And I'm guessing you'll be needing sack loads of the stuff. I'll head down there. See about finding us a wagon.
All right. I'll meet you by the river.
You two take care, eh? I'll go and see this supplier.
Just don't let the bastard fleece you, eh?
He wouldn't do that. He's Blackthorn's mate. Isn't he?
Best of luck.
Esse balaião. Cadê aqui? Onde é que vocês enfiam isso?
You cracked the crystal too? You're joking.
It's no joke.
Aqui embaixo, filha. Daqui, filha. Meu pé. Esse é o Simbalaião, Bi. Bom, na verdade, gosta. Ele gosta.
We're seeing troops amassing at every port. No surprises there.
All right, Clive. Keeping busy, are you? Me too. Seems like every report our allies sends us brings a... I've been doing my best to keep on top of it all. Sending anything urgent straight to the rest, I add to the list. Whether it's strangers begging our aid or... And anyone with the time and... Quick look.
Good day to you.
It's all but spent. The crystals
Are we to dig a new cellar?
Ah, Clive. Your timing is exquisite, as always. I have a concern which you may be able to assist me with.
Go on.
There are whisperings afoot of shadowy figures having been sighted outside the village. Rustlings in the undergrowth, suspicious noises. My people fear that they are being watched. It may be no more than a surfeit of nerves, understandable in the current climate, or it may be the prelude to something altogether more dangerous. Given what I hope you'll forgive me calling your nose for trouble, I wondered if you might investigate.
Of course.
Excellent. You might begin by speaking with the good citizens of Lostwing. Listen to their tales, and make what you will of them.
All right.
Bom, vamos fazer uma missãozinha secundária aqui antes de fazer a principal. Não deixar nada pendente. Vamos lá.
Excuse me. Quentin mentioned strange figures having been sighted near the village. Have you seen anything?
Nah, not me, Gov. I heard I'm here most days, right next to the gate, and I ain't seen nothing out of the ordinary. Don't worry. Any shady characters try...
All right. Do you have a moment? There's talk of suspicious figures in the woods.
No, but I've heard something. Sound of scraping metal, like some...
Where was this?
In Lorbert's Pass. Was out foraging for herbs when I heard it. Screeching out from... Ran back here as quick as my legs would carry me. And I ain't been back since.
I see. I'll look into it. Seems Lorbert's Pass is our best bet, then. What do you say, Torgal? Shall we go and investigate? You there?
Fuck! He's seen us. Get them before they escape!
Black shields. Here.
doing here? What is it to you? Not that we give a damn. All that matters to us is that you don't leave here alive.
Why were they here? Were they planning an attack on Lostwing? I need to warn Quentin.
Muito fracos. Não dá nem graça. Aí vambora, terminar logo essa missão.
I found some black shields hiding near Lorbert's Pass.
Black shields. The Empresses, though they serve another master now. One who means to root out, and it would appear the pack has finally caught the damn it all. I had hoped I would have more time than this. More time to prepare and fight back
I'm sorry. You're going to need to explain. Who do the black shields serve now? And why would they?
Because I want him dead. The former Lord Chief Justice of Sanbreque. All that I have built here is for him.
I don't understand. Why him? Why Lostwing?
I suppose I was a member of the judiciary once. So sickened was I by the injustice of this world, and fight it I did in my own. I saw more than a few corrupt officials condemned to the very cells into which they had thrown blameless innocents. Men to whom the law was but a scourge to turn against, and throughout...
So what changed?
I discovered that he hunted bearers. I was a fool to think he shared my hatred of venality and vice. His support for a means of ridding himself of his rivals. A mask to hide the rot beneath. His response, however, was rather more visceral. And he faced no punishment whatsoever. I lost everything. My loved ones, the faith I had once held that any modicum of justice, so I set about enacting my own. I tracked down every soul who served him, and slit their... But the man himself proved an altogether more difficult. With money and power come... And so I saw that I would need an army of my own. I came here to Lostwing and began recruiting...
And...
Of course. They too have lost loved ones, seen faultless friends sent to the gallows to spare the guilty. All under the watchful eye of our wounds are the same. And we know where he hides, how numerous and well-trained his guard. What we did not know until now, however, was that his plans may already...
Quentin.
Our time is short. He may move against us at any moment, unless we... My friends and comrades, it begins!
I'm not going to change his mind.
The most fragrant herbs and spices.
Gone, just like that. And without so much as a...
What's the matter?
It's my apprentice. I'd go and look for him myself, but I've got a bakery to run. A bakery that, low though...
I'll see what I can...
I wouldn't be surprised if he was off somewhere mooning at...
All right.
It would make a fine...
My blade yet hungers, and so do I. Come, let us feast on your flesh.
Your feasting days are over.
What's the matter?
boys who kill for sport deserve no better.
Isso foi bem mais desafiador. Carinha ali viajando.
Excuse me.
What do you want?
The baker sent me to find you.
It's certainly not a baker. Master must have ruled the day he took me in. Time was the sight of the fang used to calm my nerves.
I take it you missed the Mother Crystal.
I hated her, but she was all I knew. Worked her mines for years. I had to trade my pickaxe for a rolling pin, but I'm no good at baking. Every loaf I touch collapses. She was the only thing that could fill the hole inside me. But now she's gone. She's never come. What am I supposed to do? I ask her. How?
Perhaps you could express yourself in your work. If you miss the fang, maybe you could recapture it somehow.
Recapture it? You know... I have to get back to the bakery right away. Thank you! Thank you, my friend!
Wait. Suppose you won't be needing an escort then.
Most fragrant herbs and spices from the...
Ah, there you are. Though I worry you might...
Master, it's ready.
I dare say it is.
Just look at it. Her steeple peaks, her fulsome spurs, her... True, my loaves collapse more often than not, but what's the fang with... And look, inside. She's filled to burst. Master, I have found my purpose. I must use my...
Well, if it tastes half as unique as it looks, I'd... not only is my apprentice back, but he's finally pulling his weight. With any luck, I might even... I don't know how you did it, but you have my... Now, Dusan, I know you're king, but do you have to use the good salt? Leave some for the rest of us.
It would make
The finest fabrics!
Looks like I found the river. Now where's Otto? Otto. Sorry.
Ah, Clive. I had a quick scout about, and I reckon this area's on. Seems Blackthorn's the only one who thinks smithing with his starter. It's just lying here.
But unlike any old fool, you thought to bring a wagon.
Well spotted. Now get filling.
This is stardust. It just looks like black sand to me. That should be enough for now. Let's see how Otto's getting on.
How much did you get?
Enough. I hope.
More than me. Put it all together and I can't see Blackthorn complaining. Much. Here, Clive. Do you fancy a walk? Sid would be proud.
Of what?
Of you, you idiot. The way you've carried on what he started. When we first met, I had you down as a spoilt little puppy who enjoyed nothing more than biting the hand that fed you. But 5 years on, you're the one doing the feeding. So thanks for proving me wrong.
You weren't wrong, but I changed. Thanks to Sid. And thanks to you. And if you hadn't, no one else would have. I couldn't have done any of this without you, Otto.
Yo, give over. You're making me blush. All I did was choose hope over despair. I gave you a chance. Yes. You took a rabble of homeless, hopeless outcasts and put them back on their feet. Gave them something worth fighting, just like the old Sid did. About time I was heading back, I reckon. All this scrabbling about in the sand's taken its toll on the old pins.
I'll see you back at the hideaway then. You can take a well-earned rest when you get there.
Oh, I plan to. Believe you me. But I'll make sure Blackthorn gets his precious black sand before I put my feet up. He'll only moan otherwise.
Right. Let's hope this is all Blackthorn needs.
Well, don't just stand there gawping. Go on, then. rubbing me blind, you know. You'll not find a better price than that.
Blackthorn. Got everything?
Yeah. Cheers for the stardust.
Nice to get out and about. Let's do it again sometime, eh?
I'll make a start on putting this thermal plate. It'll take some time, mind. So if you've got other things to be getting on with, I could do without you breathing down my neck.
Thank you, Blackthorn. I'll let Mid know.
Suppose we'd better be getting back to work too.
Give us a shout if you need anything.
What do you need? Not saying fortune, do you?
I went up to give some greens to the chocobo.
It hasn't been. Editors started reading books that don't have any pictures in. If I don't come up with something soon.
You'll be pleased to hear that Blackthorn's started work.
Excellent. One down.
So,
The helm, of course. For this, we'll be repurposing fallen scrap.
salvage from the ruins. I thought that material was all but impossible to work.
Ah, but we don't have to.
I'm sorry.
Just so happens there's one particular ruin that's broken into exactly the right shape and size pieces for what... What's the name back there? I'll give you all the details.
What's her name?
Oh, Sid, is this about the helm?
Yes. Mid said I should speak with you.
Here you see the mithril engine, in which mithril is burned to generate heat. Excess heat is dealt with by means of the thermal displacement stack. Now, were we to rely on thermal plating alone to achieve this effect, the rate of excess heat buildup would far exceed the in other words, the reactor would overheat, and this is where the helm comes in. It connects to the plating, you see. Our experiments have shown that, and not only that, they're also waterproof and immune to rust, making them the perfect material for our protective... Why? If sea or rain...
You can stop there. Mid said we might be able to use parts. Where would I find it?
Ah, yes. It's in Lorbert's Pass, near Los... The thing is, well, I probably should have arranged to have the pieces we need brought here sooner. You see, it's no longer a matter of just walking in and taking them. It's, going to be...
I see. Would that help?
Oh, very much. I'll gather my team and...
I'll be taking you all to a storehouse in the Bales. Leave anything you don't need behind.
ready.
Oh, there you are, Sid. The ruins are just over there, as is the creature I told you about.
Of course. Anybody home? This must be our unwanted visitor. Time to go. Too slow. The things I do for you, Mid.
Sid!
You shouldn't have any trouble now.
Indeed. Well, Don't let us keep you. We'll,
All right.
We're seeing troops amassing at every border crossing.
No surprises there.
Welcome to the Patron's Whisper. Is everything we've received and everything promised? You earned this. All done?
I think Mid might need some help, Tony.
If I don't come up with something soon.
Mid. And
Right.
How so?
The plating's enough to stop the engines going pop, but those things will still be spitting out enough fire to set the rest of the ship, which is why you need proper shielding. A prism for the dragon's breath that's blazing. I thought a triple thick layer of tempered steel, the helm and the plate. I need something like
Well, if I were in need of obscure knowledge, I know whose counsel I would seek.
tomes. Yeah, well, I'd thought of that. I've got all the details written down. Can you take this to him? See what he makes?
Right away. Harpocrates. Do you have them?
For you, Clive?
Or, well, actually, it's for Mid this time. Could you take a look at this?
Shielding for a... What are the...
She has some specific requirements for the materials. The shielding needs to be able to resist and yet remain cool enough on the outs, as you can imagine. She's struggling to find anything that meets her needs.
I see.
I wondered if you might know of a solution, or if you might be able to search the records for one.
Perhaps. It is not a different material she requires.
What do you mean?
Consider the lake we have made our home. Its blighted waters eat away far more quickly than fresh water or even brine. And yet, we have made a home here from those very...
We have. But Bardolph must varnish every board twice over to keep it from rotting. And Obelus complains that without a constant supply of... I see.
Early Gregorian histories speak of a preparation known as moon dew. It is said to be able to resist even the most ferocious flames. Before the dragoons tamed the worms and wyverns of the realm, nobles would daub their castle walls with it in order to guard against dragonfire.
So if we could recreate it...
It might be applied to some material or other in order to... I shall speak to them and see what wisdom they might have to offer. If you would be so kind as to procure the necessary ingredients, I shall discuss the specifics of the knowledge of the past may yet prove useful to we of the modern era.
Thank you, Harpocrates. And since you're asking others to help you, perhaps I should too.
So you need a hand?
We do. I'll be heading to market for the ingredients we need. I could do with some help. And some company.
The other can assist me in researching how best to prepare the shield.
Can we count on your aid?
Always. Well, if Jill's game.
Thank you.
I am sure either of these fine young minds would prove indispensable in my research.
Shielding that guards against even the most ferocious flames. We could have done with some of that on Drustinus.
I doubt I would have survived that place with or without it. A trip to Northreach, though, I think either of us could have.
So, Clive, who will accompany you on your little
Very well. So then, what do we need to find?
I have taken the liberty of preparing a list.
White chocobo eggs. Pepio. Are you sure this list is right? Everything on here seems very... I would have thought the ingredients would be a little more exotic.
Though these items may seem mundane, they have potent, so much so, in fact, that they were harvested almost to extinction. Hence Moondew. Now, of course, they...
Is that so? I've been meaning to visit Northreach anyway. I'll set out now. Join me there when you're ready.
I will.
You two enjoy yourselves.
You too, Talia. Where's Jill?
Welcome. I'll be here if you need me.
Keep them pilchard nice and chilled.
How goes the hunt for ingredients?
I'm sure everything we need is somewhere amongst all these stalls, though. Why don't we split up and see? We'll take a couple of ingredients each.
All right. What am I looking?
How about you look for the pepio nuts? And some. I'll find the other things we need. We can meet.
Up! You'll not find a bruised pig. Fresh cuts! Come and get them before they're gone.
What can I interest you in today? I hope it's to your liking.
All anyone ever wants anymore. How the hell is anyone...
What do you want? Go on, take it. Good riddance.
That's everything. Let's see how Jill's getting on.
Did you find everything?
I did.
Garlic and pepio nut. Now all that remains is for Harpocrates to some... But before we head back, would you... Thank you for asking me to help you today. It makes a nice change.
It does. It's good to get away from all the battle and bloodshed for once. Just being here reminds me of when we were children. Do you remember? Walking down Market Street in Rosalith, taking in the sights and smells.
How could I forget? What with Torgal's antics. Remember how his nose would prick up at the scent of sausages? He'd go racing away and we'd have to go running after him. We wouldn't catch you now, would we, boy?
Was there anything you wanted to buy for yourself while we're here?
There was, yes. Well, sort of. Molly in the kitchens told me about a place that sells particularly good pies. Thought you might like to share one with me.
I would. Thank you.
And I saw some bread. Big white cobs like the baker back in Rosalith. What do you think? I thought we might get some soup to dip it in. But then I tried a slice of the butcher's dry-cured ham and it was just... Oh.
You...
Sorry. It's just... you're right. I really do... Clive. Is it wrong of me to enjoy this?
No, Jill. This is how life should be. And it's how our lives will be when our work is finally done. When we can live on our own terms.
I hope so. Thank you, Clive. Well, I suppose we best be getting back. I need to give these ingredients to Harpocrates and Talia. I'll see you at the hideaway.
Take care.
I will.
Wonder how Hippocrates is getting on with the moon dew. How's work on the shielding progressing, Hippocrates?
Well, very well indeed. And thanks in no small... I was just explaining to Taya how we might best go about preparing. And now that we have all the ingredients...
You can count on me. I've mixed more than a few mistakes.
What about the shielding itself?
Work is underway, under the watchful eyes of...
Apparently, it'll be ready soon.
Thank you.
Right then. Jill, would you join me in the infirmary?
Of course. Oh, and Clive, thank you. It was nice.
It appears our work here is almost at an end. A shame. I was enjoying play. When both the shielding and the moon dew are ready, it will merely be a matter of applying the one to the other, followed by a rigorous process of testing and perhaps someone ought to warn young Mid of that.
Leave it to me. Thank you, Hoppo. Well, I'd better go and give Mid the good news then.
I went up to give some greens to the chocobo.
Mid hasn't been
Editors started reading books that don't have any pictures in.
Sorry to keep you waiting, Mid. But you'll be pleased to know that work on the shielding is underway.
You found something for it?
In a manner of speaking, Hippocrates knew of a substance that's highly resistant to heat. A coating that should... He's supervising the construction and testing of the shielding as we speak.
Brilliant! I knew you wouldn't let me down.
Don't thank me.
Right then, better start working out how to bolt all these bits together. To the Black Hammer!
You know, when I got into the smithing, I thought I'd be making swords and shields, not thermal bleeding didgeridoo.
Displacement stacks.
Same difference. Whatever you call it, I ain't putting it together in here. It's cramped enough as it is. Let's take this outside. Mid, you get all the parts lined up on the deck. I'll take care of the rest.
On my way!
Oh, and bring me the biggest hammer you can find. This is gonna require some precision wallop.
It's finished! It's finally finished!
Fuck for that. I'll be feeling my hammer arm for weeks.
Thank you, Clive, Blackthorn. That's one down and just 3 more to go.
I'm sorry.
Oh, didn't I tell you? The Enterprise has 4 mithril engines, and we'll be needing a displacement stack for each.
You don't mean...
Now they've got a finished one to work off. My gang in Canva can build the rest.
Good luck to them, I say. Right, I'm off to get a sling for this elbow. Any other work comes in, keep it to yourselves, eh?
What's the matter?
Nothing. Just thinking about the Enterprise sailing off over the horizon to shores unknown. Searching for a land untouched by the Blight. Just like me and my dad planned. So if the worst came to the worst and every scrap of soil in the Twins turned black, we might still have a chance. That's what she was meant to be. You see, one last chance, but now she's so close to being finished. I've realized I don't want it to be that. I don't want it to be just a lifeboat for us to cling to if things get desperate. I want people to sail aboard her by choice, not from the lack of it.
I'm working on that, and I'll do everything I can to get you what you want.
All right. My mind's made up. As soon as the Enterprise is fit to sail, I'm putting her under your command. Sod our plans. I'm trusting in yours.
Are you sure about this?
Something tells me it's what my dad would have wanted.
He'd be proud of you.
You were gonna visit his grave, weren't you?
I was. And you can come too, now that you're...
Right. There's just one thing I need to finish up first.
All right. I'll let Otto know you're coming. Meet us in the...
Aye, aye, Captain.
Mid told me she was building a ship.
All right, Clive. Mid finished sending half the hideaway traipsing across the Twins, has she? I swear, that girl'd do anything to put off visiting. No excuses now, though, eh?
Not quite. She said there was one final thing she had to take care of.
She said that? In those words?
She...
Clive, were you born yesterday or something? There is... She'll probably be halfway to Canva by now.
Mid. Am I...
Is that the thing Tomes helped with?
Obolus, have you seen Mid?
Yep. In a boat, going that way.
Then I'm too late.
You in a hurry at all, are ya? Oh, I offered to take her across, but she wouldn't wait. Just paid for a dinghy and... But anyway, I was on my way up the sea. Got a letter for... Urgent, by the sound of it. One of your uncle's men said I was to hand it to...
Thank you, Obolus.
Don't mention it.
What tidings, Uncle? Trouble in Canva. Well, I'll need someone to keep an eye on.
So what? Mid got us to do all the dirty work and then just sailed off into...
Well, but next time you plan on visiting Sid, you might want to tie her to...
Ah, don't be so hard on her. Gotta admit, the dirty work was kind of fun. Everyone pitching in, just like when we built this place.
You're right.
Anyway, we all set to head to the old hideaway. Wouldn't do to keep Lord Rosfield of the Seven High Houses waiting now, would it? Not after he asked...
Gav will be leaving with me. Will you mind the place while we're gone?
You can count on me. Just be sure to give Sid and the others my regards.
Oh, by the way, Jill will be joining us too. She's got some things to take care of, but she'll meet us there.
I hope she's telling the truth at least. Well, Sid, I remember what you told me. But if no one is listening to what you have to say, you may as well not say it. But I will say this, old friend. Hugo Cooker is gone. His shadow looms over us no longer.
It's a pity the Phoenix can't be in two places at once. If he'd have been with us, maybe he could have done something for the lost.
Not even the Phoenix can bring people back from the dead. Life has a beginning and an end. So we must live while we have the chance. And not as slaves to the crystals, but as free men.
May we join you?
Lady Karen, what a pleasant surprise.
I thought I'd drop by and see how you were all doing before heading off to restock my supplies. It wasn't the most scenic view back then, but it were never as bad as this.
I know. The Blight marches on. And soon, there will be no escaping sights like these. So our mission remains unchanged. We cannot stop until every Mother Crystal is gone, and their thirst for ether with them. The only one that remains in Storm is Drake's Tail in the Crystalline Dominion.
Our next target.
We're going to Twinside.
It's the capital of the Empire these days. I wouldn't like to think how tightly guarded they've got the place. Not that that'll stop you, but we do well to scout it out before you go charging in.
We would indeed.
If you're off to the Dominion, you can take this great lump with you.
Goods.
Oh, I am sorry. Have you forgotten you're the most wanted man in the Twins? I thought you might like to disguise yourselves as the attendants of a travelling trader, assuming you've no better ideas. You wanted to buy yourself some tools, didn't you? Well, now's your chance.
You're letting me go with them? Oh, thanks, Nan.
Stop that! You'll break me bones, you great galoot. There's a caravan that runs back and forth between the Dominion and the Bocklad markets. It's managed by the Merchants Guild. Just show them Goots' traders pass and you'll be on your way. It'll be a damn sight less risky than footing it the length of the Crystal Road. That's for sure.
Thank you, Karen. And glad to have you with us, Goot.
Okay then. I'll get me things and I'll meet yous there. See yous down in Bucklad.
Get off! Me poor fingers!
Jill, you're with me.
Understood.
And Gav,
Already on my way, Captain.
be careful.
Aren't I always?
Do you see that, Sid? Your protege's making a proper little outlaw of himself.
Bom, gente, vamos ficar por aqui agora. Então, obrigado por estar acompanhando o vídeo e até a próxima. Valeu!